to weigh in. We welcome Trump 2020 Senior Communications Advisor and co-host of the Trump campaign's new talk show, The Right View, which we love, Lara Trump. Lovely to have you today, Lara. All kinds of information out there, getting really confusing if you're a parent. But I know that the administration and also Vice President Pence, who we just heard from, is looking at the CDC guidelines, looking at the American Academy of Pediatrics. So how do we take all this information in as parents and make a decision for our kids?
Well, I mean, you're exactly right. There is a lot of information out there. And look, as a parent myself and a parent of a child who is in school, I would like to know if schools are going to open come September. I mean, it makes a big difference in parents' lives as well. Can we all go back to work full time? How does it impact us? So the president was very clear, I think, yesterday that he wants to see schools reopen. And whenever you see people like Dr. Fauci and the American Academy of Pediatrics, which you just pointed out, saying that the implications of keeping kids home are actually very negative for them on a lot of levels, whenever you look specifically at coronavirus and the way it impacts children, I think we're seeing that it is not such a big threat to them. In fact, it looks like the flu is actually much more dangerous for young kids to catch than the coronavirus. It does beg the question, I think, for a lot of parents, why haven't we reopened schools? And I think the president pushing forward and saying our children are so important in their education. And by the way, their social development and so many other things are so important. We cannot keep schools closed in perpetuity like some of these governors want to do. It's a very big deal to people out there. And I, like so many other parents, am very, very hopeful to see schools open come September.
Lara, when it came to dealing with the virus, the president put a lot of power in the localities, into the governors especially. Why is he insisting now that they open when really localities are making these decisions as far as how to handle reopening? My wife's a teacher. I know they're having conversations on a regular basis about what that would look like. So what role does the president think he should play? Because really it's the localities that will have to enact all this.
Yeah, well, you're right. Look, this is up to, and it always has been up to, how to handle the coronavirus in your local areas. Obviously up to the local government there. But I think the president, as the leader of the country, really is taking a step here and saying, hey, here's the information we have. And we're getting to a point where it's going to be incredibly detrimental to the education of our young kids, to their social development, to parents being able, again, to get back to work, that our insistence and our urgence as the federal government is for you guys to take a long, hard look at this and really come up with some solutions as we head towards September, August, when schools are starting again. So obviously he's not one that can mandate that, but he certainly can suggest and strongly urge that those things happen, which I think is what you heard from him yesterday. And you contrast that, by the way, with Joe Biden, who is 100% on board with the teachers union bosses by saying, we don't want to reopen schools. Joe Biden has not come out and said how important it is to get schools back up and running because he's in the pocket of the lobbyists and the teachers union bosses. So I hope everybody's paying close attention to that. Donald Trump is prioritizing students and children in this country, and Joe Biden is prioritizing the bosses of the unions.
All right, Lara, thank you very much. Lara Trump. Don't forget, you can catch Lara tonight and every Wednesday on The Right View, and that's streaming online.